Matrix. We are all children of the Divine Mother. What are we here to learn? What are we here to understand? Like, we're here to balance energy. I know it's true. I haven't posted a video in so long because I just been thinking about this in existential crisis mode. Just trying to figure out how am I going to explain this to anybody else and like what's really going on. And it's what's happening in my life, but I don't know if it's happening in others. That's why I woke up and decided to share. I have a lot of pick a card readings and readings that I want to do, but that's not what we're looking for here. I mean, of course, you can get a personal reading if you want, but it's almost like when we are logging on to do channel messages or pick a card readings, we are logging into a portal. I understand that this matrix has given you an idea that what it has provided for you is the real thing. But because we often find consequences, synchronicities, reason behind things, there's always some type of illusion playing out behind the physical identity of something or what you have called it. If you can understand, it's almost like the ego that we've built wasn't even the authentic ego. It was almost like everything that we have added to ourselves to relate to try to understand has become a part of us, and that's not what we really are. So what are we? And why are we here? Well, I do believe in my core we're here to experience emotional manipulation of energy. I'm starting to feel like my aura, which before was either non-existent or just coming online, is a full physical force. Even though anything that I can relate to as a physical thing in this present reality is not really physical in the metaphysical world. How do I explain? Like the example of tapping into tarot cards. If I could put it to you and say like we are all water, and we are all crystalline, because eventually you'll see that you turn into salt if you completely dry out. And we can turn that into crystalline form. Just understand that if water molecules can be programmed, so can crystals. So we come in here and we absorb all these frequencies and we try to relate and make them what we are. We look for these emotions and we start to realize that that's not it. We don't feel good. And then we go back to the people that we talked to before and we say, hey, we don't agree with this. But then the other two people that were in the group with the other person starts to agree. Now we can start to say we're Neo of the Matrix and all the agents have come out to attack us. And, in the Christian religion, we would call this demonic attack. But see, now I'm starting to rise out of religious doctrine. I'm starting to understand that this is just science. These are just elements. We're just expressions of elements over and over again, split into all these pieces of molecules of people to become something, to express something, to discover something new, feel something new, to add to the divine consciousness. And, that's what I'm coming up with today. So when you log into these pick a card readings of these channel messages, they become a portal. They're not just, this person recorded this and I happen to serendipity here. This is literally your meeting point. Tarot means journey. So the journey, what is it like to walk this journey? And does it ever end? I heard something related to the end of times yesterday, but I don't think it was the end of times as in it's the end of our lives. I don't even think we ever die. I don't even know if we're ever born. I just think there's something we all need to solve, and it's love. It's love. The challenge has been love. The challenge has been, how do we hold the frequency of love? What is in the way of love? What is it? How can we experience it? Are we experiencing it through other people? Are we experiencing it through ourselves? Because those people are reflections of self. Now, we can answer these questions, okay? But it was more like I would want you to ask yourself these questions and take a personal journey. This is where I'm at. It's hard for me to record things because I'd be wondering in my head, are people going to understand me? Are people going to like me? Again, more childhood wounds. And I'm not even talking about when you were a child. You are always a child of God. You are always a child. You can't go beyond the consciousness of God. God being woman and man, okay, let's get it. You can't really grow beyond that. And I've been on this journey since I was a child. Like, I have so much to tell y'all, but I'm always worried about what people will think. And that's just something that I have to tackle. because that is what we call a generational curse, or I call it, if it's, some things being written in print and you can read it, some things are in cursive, so that just represents distorted energy. And whatever your family told you you are, whatever the world told you you are, it changes. It changes because you want to have a better experience. It's not that we have to demonize or downplay our previous experience. Things just, they have to change sometimes if that person doesn't change with you, if that situation doesn't vibrate to you anymore. That's just all it is. It does not mean it's not going to come back, but why do we have a fear of losing things? Why do we have a fear of abandonment? Let me say something to you. This fear of abandonment is very ancient. There has been situations and times when we were children or people in the lack of understanding that we got left behind, and we perceived it that way instead of understanding the reality. Now, if we were in a meditative mode and we were psychic most of the time, we would understand things. So then we wouldn't have to worry. We wouldn't have fear, because fear is false evidence appearing real. And if it was real evidence, even if it was something to be fearful of in an imaginative form, you wouldn't be afraid of it when you discover it. It's not going to bother you as much as you thought it did. What are the things in your past that are holding you back from being happy? What is it in your childlike, adult-like self? What is the traumatic thing that you went through that keeps you holding on to this bullshit ego? Why can't you let go and see the greatness that you are? And these are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. I'm not coming at anybody. I'm not trying to motivate. This is serious. This is really serious. Because if we knew how much God loved us and we loved ourselves the way God loved us, we would be at our highest potential. What's the difference between celebrities and regular people? They were able to recognize and nurture their potential. They were able to come into their potential. There's often challenges in that. Even meeting success, there's childhood wounds that pop up and you start to think real crazy. It's only a certain amount of time that you have where you could think of things and they'll be new and you can do things and it'll be great. But then all these things are going to come and what they call test you. And see, that's that part right there. You're like, okay, I'm in love and I'm happy, but what if this person leaves? And when you start to question yourself, especially with the depths of emotions, you start to go through those examples. You're going to keep on repeating the same thing, every relationship, every situation, until you realize these are wounds, these are painful memories. This is the opposite of love. This is the hatred that holds you back. It's either self-hate or hate from another person. But these are the things that hold you back. Even when you go for it and you do what you want to do, but you don't believe in yourself completely. You're not completely aligned or vibrating with what you would say is your dream. There's subliminals, there's affirmations to help you align with that. But that's all the Bible ever was talking about, was you using and understanding your own magic. That's all that all this ever was. I have been in every religion, Hinduism, Baduism, Christianity. They call me the divine feminine, whatever. They call me, what they call guru, shaman. All this is ego principles just so we can relate to what's really been taught. Like when it comes to the shaman journey, it's so deep, you can't explain it. There's people that walk into your path and you just go heal them. It's not nothing about no working for money. You cannot industrialize a spiritual business. It's not working for money. But it is a reward. You do get rewarded with money. You do get rewarded with things that pop up, come up in your account. People give you things because you're following your purpose. What is your purpose on this earth? It's not one big thing. It's not one small thing. Your purpose could be as simple as smiling back at somebody, saying hi in the morning. Blow this video up, y'all. Give me like, comment, subscribe. Blow this video up. I know y'all gonna do it. I got faith in y'all. Y'all gonna blow me up, because this is getting to the point. It's an existential crisis, and I broke it down like that. But this is getting to the point. It's becoming very simple. All the things you surround yourself with, if you're not loving yourself, if it's not love, if then people don't love you, the program you watching, you don't feel right, cut that shit off. Stop ignoring your inner child screaming at you, I don't want this. Because a lot of you are in a rush to grow up. I think about Peter Pan. I think about Jesus. I think about how young he was and how he always, I got a special connection with Jesus. but how he always was ready to learn. Like, he came with his philosophy. He couldn't even speak to people in a regular term. He didn't even know how to talk to people. Like, this is my challenge. Like, what's the parable? What's the question you can ask somebody, make them think? You know, because you know they gonna get it, but like, what's that key? Like, you gotta listen to yourself intuitively, but it's always like, what's that key thing that'll unlock that door, that potential within that person? Because that's really your purpose. Your purpose is love. Your purpose is love. Your purpose is to understand what that is. I'm willing to understand what that is. I recently had a situation where somebody stepped out of the relationship and it wasn't even that serious to me. It wasn't even as bad as I thought it would be. For me to be afraid of someone I love doing something that gives them satisfaction or makes them happy is really ridiculous. I know a lot of y'all have been all pent up with these ideas. Oh, well, you know, somebody, they do something, you're supposed to leave. And see, that's the fucking problem. That is the fucking problem. You leave that situation only to go to another situation to experience the same thing. What is it with you? What is it with you inside? What is it with that person? And who's going to be the one to take control of the paradigm? Who is going to be the one that is going to help raise consciousness for the bloodline? Because the blood has crystals in it. So that's what I need y'all to understand, that you're being programmed. You've been programmed. You've been programmed to forget yourself so you can remember yourself again and love every moment of yourself. You've been here to discover what love is and how to give that to other people without offending them or throwing them off. You're here to shake things up so you can make people look at themselves and change into the things that they want to be, no matter what that takes. You might have to take your distance because they might start trying to fucking attack you, but you know, this is a good thing. And I don't regret doing Reiki. I don't regret filling my heart with love and just trying to heal other people. Not that I wanted to see that there was something wrong. Not that I ever wanted anything to ever be wrong with anyone. I always wanted people to be happy. But I am questioning if that's fair. I'm questioning if I'm being selfish. You know, sometimes some people do need to process. So in a general sense, I'm not even sure where this even came from. Even as a child, you know, my dad always did everything he could to keep me happy. But we never really addressed the core issues of the things that were bothering us. And I feel like this continues. It continued in my marriage. It continued with my kids until I stopped. You know, heal means to stop. Until I stopped thinking that way, thinking things have to be this way, thinking they have to be that way, or I'm going to lose. Just me thinking I'm going to lose, just me trying too hard made me lose, because I already told myself I lost. So if I can tell myself I'm a winner, if I can tell myself that I love myself, and tell myself everyone loves me too, that will reflect in my reality. I will vibrate to that. I will behave that way. That will reflect into my reality until we figure out what works and what doesn't. You know, because not everybody wants to be happy. Not everybody really needs to be happy. Maybe happiness for some people is unbearable at the time. And I've discovered that we can feel euphoric, orgasmic with the love of God. We don't have to be in the streets doing nasty stuff with people trying to find that little piece. We're breadcrumbing ourselves. That's why we're getting fucking breadcrumb. What's the truest, highest form of love that you can resonate to? That's what you need to find. You know what I mean? Ignore my curtains. My kids just tore that shit up. And that's another thing, having kids is like, you gotta have so much patience. And it's like, you'll be so mad thinking a certain way in your head, or you'll be frustrated. And then you just look at them in their innocence. And you're just like, you know, beautiful. Just beautiful. Like, it is beautiful to not know anything. You know, it is. And for one moment, I hope that with all the wisdom that we all have and share, that we're not afraid to be childlike. and let go. I feel like that was the biggest thing about me. People really loved, and people were really confused about. They were probably like, yo, she's slow. You know, I'm everything that you want me to be. You know, when not Method Man, when Redman said I'll be that, that is really so crazy, because people gonna be what you think of them. You gonna be what people think of you. You know, just try to find somebody that is very positive and that's open to you explaining who you are, because, you know, at this time I'm in a situation within the love partnership or relationship I thought I had, where I'm like, you know, it's hard, but maybe I'm okay alone. If that person doesn't want to come back and help me take care of the kids and be there for me, you know, maybe there's a reason for all this. You know, I really don't understand a lot of things. I talk to my friends. They're like, man, that's what niggas do. And I'm like, well, you know, my whole thing is, I think that because we believe that we will be left and hurt and rejected, we are. And as we continue to share that principle or point of view, and we infect other people with negative point of views and influence, we gonna be a part of that. So this gonna be the beginning of me really recording videos. Like, I don't care how I look. I just woke up. I ain't wipe out my eye makeup. I don't give a fuck. My eyelashes and the makeup falling. I'm done with that trying to be cute all the fucking time, trying to be better than the next bitch. I got cheated on like the other bitch, the other cute girl. Like, I'm just tired. I'm tired of trying to impress people, to attract people that just want to use up that beauty or use that beauty for their fantasy. Like, y'all can talk shit about how I look, but you better watch these motherfucking videos. Because if you feeling how I'm feeling and you looking at everything for what it is in your life, we could call it an existential crisis, but it's really like the end of times or revelation. Like, it's bigger than fear. Like, fear-based thinking and programming for America is why we are so scared to live. This shit is disgusting. How we are scared to live. I'm not talking about taking risks. I'm talking about you know, don't do nothing dumb. I'm talking about book that trip. Take that vacation. Don't let nothing limit you. There's times back in the day I would manifest things for myself and people would be so fucking confused. Like, how did you get that with no money? How did you get that? You don't have no credit. You don't listen. Where there is a will, there is a way. And you have to just will things into existence without the physical manifestation and presence. I'm telling you, your whole life gonna come together. I hope you guys find this fucking video, because I just want niggas to be happy, bro. Like, I'm tired of seeing people work. I had all these friends when I came to Atlanta. They all working now. They busy. The prices is inflating. And it's like, I barely have time to see my friends. I'm the only one that got free time and got money and can't spend time with my friends. They can't come over. You know, just all this stuff. Well, I'm going through this. Well, I'm dealing with this. And I would never want to move anything out of anybody's way just so they can come fuck with me. But just understand, if you my friends, you my family, I'm out here. I'm here for you. I'm always praying for you daily. I hope that I don't lose my focus so I could continue to support this world and the upcoming changes. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of beautiful changes that's going to be happening around this planet. A lot of people are waking up and understanding what it takes to be happy, and they're making those moves. A lot of people are waking up to their twin flame and soulmate connections, and they're trying to get it right. You know, forgive your twin flame for the third parties they kept when y'all was in confusion under black magic and programmed to be failures. Just let it go. Like, I'm trying to let it go and move on with my life. It would make so much more sense to me if I had some assistance with my kids. But I can't make the universe love me through other people. What you're looking for is God's love. When you're looking for love from someone else. If you don't have a relationship with God and you don't know Jesus, I think it's hard for you to understand what love is. So if you can look around you and see the evidence that you're alive, you have a car, you have a house, you have family, you have friends, all these things that represent love in your life, hold on to that. Appreciate that, because it's unfortunate, a lot of my exes, they don't realize what they had. And it's a lot of people like I would never go back to, no matter what. No matter what. It's just a lot of things, like sometimes I can't even get back to people. I be trying to call and I be trying to be in their life, and I hate to say it, but it is a waste of time. It is a waste of moments to go back. I'm a Sagittarius. I don't go back. I move forward. Like if somebody come holler at me and they like, yo, I'm trying to come fuck with you, and they can catch up to me, okay, yeah, no doubt. But until y'all comment, until y'all like and subscribe, when you share these videos, I feel like I'm alone. It's a feeling, but I feel like I'm alone. I feel like I'm approaching something that maybe other people didn't know. Let me know if you knew. Let me know if you knew that all your problems are stemming from not your parents, but your upbringing. Don't blame your parents. That's a demand. Forgive them, love them, realize where they're at in their consciousness. And I try not to condemn people because that just curses them. Oh, they're stupid. Oh, they're this, they're old. I try not to do that. So that's not what I meant. There's a lot of things people want to jump to and assume that I'm talking about, or they think they're relating to and resonating with, and that's not going to be it. This is brand new, and you need to wipe your ego and you need to wipe your plate clean to understand where I'm coming from when it comes down to your parents. Your parents, your family. It's been generations and generations of mental abuse and maybe physical abuse and trigger warning sexual abuse and all those things. I'd hate to say it. Oh, you signed up for this before you got here. Oh, God is trying to show you something. Oh, it's testing you. I know you hate that shit. You're like, yo, well, wait a minute. I thought God loved me and blah, blah, blah. And what you need to understand is this is a pre-programmed reality. So I know that God exists. And if you call on it for assistance, it will come. But I feel like it's in a dormant observation mode. I'm feeling that, and I can't even say I'd be wrong, but I'm feeling that. It's waiting for you to make those changes. I can feel it. I can literally feel, if we can relate to building blocks. Like I told a friend of mine this the other day, check this out. I said, like I touch my face and I can feel my finger on the inside of my skin near my muscles and my face. That's how I'm starting to feel with my personal aura. I was feeling other people's auras and I was looking at the colors, but now I can literally stretch out my energy. So everything that's far away from us, this is what I said to my friend, everything that is perceived to be far away from us is really actually pretty close. Everything in our reality is rendered from us. I asked myself a long time ago, if this is what I'm rendering from my reality, what else can I do? And that's just a big question. I could go on forever. I'm trying to keep these videos brief, short. I'm trying to keep it simple, put something on your mind. I'm not a preacher. I am not, a pastor, even though I come from that. I could be long-winded, but I don't want to. The point is that we all need to figure out, how can we love ourselves? How can we love others? How can we live in our purpose? What is this life? What is everything? And I would love for you to share your opinions, your ideas, because I do think that we call it an existential crisis, but Christ, Jesus Christ, higher minded. If Jesus meant higher minded and Christ was crystal, that means that they're upgrading the technology. Come on, hallelujah. They're upgrading the technology within our spiritual bodies, mental bodies. We're in a whole new reality. We are having a whole new reality shift. Let me know if you could feel it. It's very important to me that you guys support me. You know, you guys give me help. I've been through so much hell trying to figure this out, and, you know, trying to battle my demons, battle others' demons that are attacking me, battle demonic thoughts, depression. I mean, demonic thoughts, like, you know, you just hear something out of nowhere, like, fuck that nigga. You know what I mean? Like, it is crazy because it's like, that's not how you feel. What are those thoughts? You know, those are repressed emotions. I don't believe in demons as anything separated from us. I definitely think demons is our own inner thing, but again, that's the ego. Like, we hear the red devil, that's the ego. The angels, the purity, that's who you are in spirit. I definitely thought that this place was for us to pull our spirit into our body and integrate all the spiritual information, all the spiritual knowledge, you know, inside of this body and display it on this reality. I'm now getting along with Yemaya, Mother Mary, okay? Yemaya of Ifa, Mother Mary of the Catholic religion, Jesus' mother in Christianity. In Christianity, Jesus is the focus, but in Catholicism, mothers and the mother and the children are the bond, the life bond is the focus in Catholicism. And it's funny because I see a lot of Catholic people, it's like they have respect for that particular deity, but I'm just really confused because in Christianity, it's Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus died on the cross. But Jesus is Mother Mary, the great mother God. That is her son. If we are all children of Yemaya and that's her son come to teach the masses from her womb, within her womb, which is the reality we live in, we are to die as children. Hear me out. Jesus being dead, higher-minded ideals dying, and more higher-minded ideals being reborn, and now crystallized electronically into the body. So all that being said, breaking it down, it's like you're getting programmed, you're getting charged. You know, you go to the jail, you're a battery in a cell, you cell, you know, the Matrix, battery in the cell, you know, come on, get it. So you're being charged, and whatever is being charged in your reality, whatever you charge out with your neurons into your reality, you metaphysically change it on an atomic level. So the atomic level is very, very small. This is why things seem to take time to come into manifestation. But you're here to do that. You are here to graduate into being that. That is the truth. You are here to learn how to manipulate energy with your emotions, and eventually you will be moving shit. Eventually you will be moving things because your mind will no longer perceive things as heavy or light or big and small and trap your brain within those principles. You will now be able to open up and say anything is possible and do it. So this is a funny little game. I'm just trying to figure out, was we bored? Like, I've been having Mother Mary and God talking. Well, God's more quiet. I remember I did hear this voice. You know, I go, you know, you get a psychological check and they be like, do you hear voices? You're like, oh, I don't want to tell him that. But one time in my whole entire life, I heard this voice. And this is when I had been meditating and eating good, and I had some wine. I ain't smoked no bud. Weed keeps you from dreaming. But I had a little wine. I went to sleep. Do you know this purple orb came over my head, and I seen it while I was asleep, but then it woke me up out my sleep. Now my body's physically asleep, but my brain's absorbing all this shit. In my spirit, I feel it getting pulled out my head, it was really getting pulled out my face, because they can pull you out from anywhere, like, you know, basically talk to you while you're sitting there. And this thing said, that is not the man for you. Years later, I'm like, what is this? Who is that voice? And, I never heard anything auditory ever again. But it was like, I'm Sophia. I started to Google. I'm like, what's Sophia? So Sophia is wisdom. And it's so crazy because we sit up here and we try to make physical objects and we put names on physical objects, but that's what's giving them the energy, like God's, is word. So when we go ahead and put that electrical charge into something, we make it what it is. And see, that's what I'm telling you about manifestive principles. Like, you gotta balance your energy, then your power gonna open up. Because you don't want to be using emotional energy to like fly, and then you think about something and you go, and then fall. And that's just an example. I don't know if we're gonna be flying or not, but I've heard and seen some very exciting things about what we all could become in the future. And I think, please, I understand people don't like Trump and all this. I don't want to hear that shit. But Trump, I've had some dreams about him, and he's really about to align a lot of things for America and just keep it running smooth. Like, some people just need to be like them people. Like, they're the people you didn't expect. They're the people you wouldn't give your heart to. But if they're in that authority, love it. Love everything in your life. Love the hate. Love the darkness, because it's all for you. All this is all for you in your own perception and what pertains to you. This is all for you to become not just a better person, but a saint. I mean, my grandpa used to call us saints. I didn't get it. Now I'm sitting here thinking about everything in my life. And I'm like, okay, he called us a saint because we're becoming that. And in the Ifa culture, the Orishas is saints. But then now the Orishas, they're Libra. Like, Oshun is Libra. So just understand that in many different languages, we are just basically one thing. There's a Greek pantheon, and that makes Venus or Oshun Aphrodite, or one of the Venus representing personalities or planets, sweetness and beauty and light and just all of those different things. When they call out Lucifer, they're calling on Jesus. When they call out Satan, they're calling on the planet Saturn, and Jesus is Jupiter. So we're corresponding with all of these ancient planets. We called them Titans. They're luminaries because they're spiritual orbs, because they already had a physical body, and that's their aura. That's the personality or energy or elements they're representing. I don't know if NASA's really doing the proper depictions. I don't know what the planets look like. I've seen them. I know we have a sky screen, so I don't know what I'm seeing most of the time. I've seen Saturn and Jupiter pass through each other around December 2023, or excuse me, I think it was 2019, or no, it was 2021 or 2022. I seen the planets pass over. I was like, is this real? Because it's just like, not that it got close, but like, how are you that close? Like, have you guys ever noticed that the sun is actually within the dome? Have you guys noticed that the moon is within the dome or the firmament? All the planets are within the firmament. So these people are keeping you alive, or people, well, they could be people, but they're ancestors that are literally keeping you alive, or Orishas, or Greek gods, or the Elohim. They are all the elements that came here to become. But this is a very simple realm that we live in. And when you die, you wait to go to another location or to be put back here again. So it's like a lot of shit going on here that's very advanced as far as knowledge is concerned. But then as far as putting things into practice, it's very limited in my scope. I feel like if this was not a limited place as far as energetic manipulation was concerned, we would have universities dedicated to learning those things. Of course, it's intimidating because, on one hand, you might have something go wrong if your energy is not balanced. And that's why I think we haven't really even graduated to the real world. I feel like we are in a bubble of learning, and we're not going to get out of this place. We're going to keep dying. We're going to keep coming here until we figure out, that's what I was here for. Okay. And we finish and complete the mission, whatever that is. That could be finding the best rose hybrid. Don't underestimate yourself. That can be finding the best way to taste something, because it gives people certain ideas. It gives people like a drive, a motivation, a calling. What's the calling? What do you hear calling you? Sometimes it could be a person. Sometimes it could be a child. You know, my world is my world, and what I experience is here for me and for others in the end. But, you know, you're not going to always be able to explain everything that's correlating and coming together. You know, it's in the middle of everything. You know, that's why it took me so long to post a video. Like, bitches thought they was doing spell work and stopping me. And, like, I had somebody I was dealing with, and he didn't really believe his family was doing shit like that. And I'm like, I don't understand how you could not. Because I seen what you do. You a psychic. You a warlock. I see the things that you do. You know, so you came from that, I came from that, and it's because it's science. It's science. It's not witchcraft. Unless you're choosing witchcraft, you're going to choose to get something done. It's definitely not witchcraft. It is elements. It's the science of elements, how that's supposed to come together, the things that we're supposed to do. I definitely think that even if it's not right for some people to do things to you, they're definitely here for their own personal job. And they're doing what they want to do or doing what they need to do because that's their job, because we're in the matrix. We're in the matrix. And nothing's real. And that's why people been like, why the fuck are you smiling all the time? And I'm like, because this shit isn't real. And like, why did my mom leave? You know, because I didn't need her. Why did my dad leave? Because I didn't fucking need him. But of course, society's going to paint it like your dad abandoned you and them, boom, blah, boom. And that's just because, you know, that's just the easiest fucking thing to say. But to resonate to that energy takes so much work. Why don't I just listen to my intuitive self? That's so smooth. That's the flow. Why I be listening to other motherfuckers? You know what I mean? So after a while, I stopped listening to people unless they really came and cared and really came from the heart. I give them that respect, but then I do what the fuck I want to do. My dad said some shit like, yeah, everybody gonna be all right. They just listen to you, right? And I fuck yeah, you know, because I have channeled messages, and people might be judging like she don't understand anything, she don't know nothing. But when you channel that shit through God and you listen to somebody's ancestors for them, it's so much they can't say. And then when I'm sitting up here in meditation and everything like that, I get it all. I may not look like that. You know, you ain't never gonna catch me with my titties out without being on a date. But I know I look like a regular person. I might have an aura, a glow. I might look different. But the average nigga gonna underestimate. Because we've been trained to not listen to our intuition. Like, we supposed to follow this game, and the other people participating in it, they doing it so they can help you, and they do it in the name of trying to help you. That's why they destroying you, because they think chaos make order and all that good shit. Maybe it do. I know Masons. I talk to Masons. I understand the information. They got to keep their consciousness a certain way so we can keep the reality a certain way. But that's about to change. And trust. There's a lot of secret organizations that's definitely listening to me because I'm reaching out to them. Like, what's really good? Are y'all going to keep this like this because you see that this doesn't work? Are you going to change this? We need to change eating meat. As soon as I felt like we need to change eating meat, a lot of motherfuckers stop eating meat. You know, then I started eating meat to see what's this mean? You know, so it's like, it's crazy. It's just been a bunch of experiments, and like I'm only coming to one conclusion all the time. Love, love, love. All the time. You could be hated because you were a loving person, because you love yourself, because you love someone else. It's the opposite of love, and it's crazy. You're going to attract that polarity. The more positive you're going to be, you're going to get these challenges, but then, you know, you meet them with love. And I'm not talking about somebody beat your ass, don't defend yourself. No, you got to love yourself at some point. But when you meet danger, pain, hurt with love, it really can't defeat you. To be untouchable is to always be okay. To be rich is to not worry about your bills, that everything will be taken care of. To be loved, you just have to be loved, love yourself and love others. Very simple, very simple. Well, it's been fun and invigorating. And I'm so glad that you took the time to listen to this video. I so appreciate you taking your time to even listen to me, even if it done so much for you. And You know, we can reevaluate so many things about what's worth what, who's worth more, but it's not important. It's not important. Please like, share, and subscribe. Put your comment below in the box. I appreciate everything about y'all. And you can always comment if you want to get my information. Sometimes it's hard for me to put my information in the description box all the time. Sometimes I just want to upload videos because I feel like this is hitting me and I need to get it out. If this message has helped you today, please let me know down in the comment box below. I really love y'all, and I mean that shit. I'm praying for y'all niggas, that you get money, you have peace, your body good, you got family, that they around you, they love you, that you squash all squabbles that you got with family, friends, and enemies. I pray that you are protected in your body, your soul, your mind, your spirit. I pray that they lead you not into temptation, but they follow you to the, they lead you to the kingdom of God. I hope that you follow Jesus Christ, and that you adapt, and that you grow to the other deities that are behind him. Yes, that's what I said. We're going to talk about that another time. But you start with Jesus. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing this video. Like, I know y'all going to do it. I just know that this is the one. And if you're going through what I'm going through, again, please comment down the bottom. It's hard to disconnect with y'all, but I love y'all. Bye-bye.